Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Varsity Fieldhouse on the campus of Brownsburg High School in Brownsburg, Indiana, and Hendricks County for tonight's matchup, Hoosier Crossroads Conference basketball between the number 6 team in the state, the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, and the number 3 team in the state in Class 4A basketball, the number 3 Brownsburg Bulldogs under Coach Steve Lynch. And a lot's happened since our last broadcast. We left you with an absolutely exhilarating finish between the Bulldogs and the Giants of Ben Davis from Marion County on a last-second steal and win here at Varsity Fieldhouse. And that was quite a while ago, and I am pleased to announce that Chris Worley has once again elected to join me. I'm Troy Weimer for tonight's broadcast on xrbradio.com and audiosportsonline.com. Again, the number 6 team in the state, the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, will take on the number 3 Brownsburg Bulldogs. And Chris, as I said in the intro there, a lot's happened since our last broadcast. A lot of things to build on for this Brownsburg team. They're the Hendricks County tournament champions. They secured that trophy at the end of the week, last week out at Tri-West High School out in Lisden. And just a lot of things to talk about. A win at Frankfort, and then coming to win in the Hamilton County tournament since our last broadcast, a win against Ben Davis.
Yeah, fantastic. Now Brownsburg's moved to 9-1 on the season. Hamilton Southeastern comes into this game 10-2. So Brownsburg, they have kept it rolling since that first game loss to number 1 Carmel. They have reeled off 9 straight wins, full of confidence as they approach this big game tonight, Troy. Biggest crowd of the year here so far, Troy.
Biggest crowd of the year, and to look at those scores that happened since we did leave our last broadcast against Ben Davis, that was all the way back on December 21st of last year at the end of right there before Christmas. Again, the Bulldogs win that game on a last-second steal, a deflection, a steal, and a layup as time expires 47-45. They go to Frankfort on January 3rd. They defeat the Hot Dogs 73-42 in a blowout on the road. They come back January 11th and 13th in the Hendricks County tournament out at Tri-West High School. They beat 3A Danville, who's a pretty good basketball team, really, Chris, 59-42. And then they just thump the Orioles of Avon in the tournament final in a contest that we thought would be a lot closer than it was.
Yeah.
And that's not to take away from Brownsburg, but we thought really that Avon would give a lot more fight there. Brownsburg wins that game 67-41 in an absolute blowout. They're the county tournament champions, and now they come in, as you said, Chris, to face 10-2 Hamilton Southeastern. And let's be honest, HSE has a tradition over the last 5 to 7 years of having great athletes, being very quick, able to score at will. Gary Harris and Zach Irvin have moved on to Michigan State and Michigan respectfully. But this is a very talented and very well-coached team and a very well-coached and talented program overall.
Sure. And, Troy, I think you have their record there. Look at the people they've played. Now, and that's why this game is so big. You looked in December at these conference standings, and it was these 2 teams at the top, and Hamilton Southeastern is on top of Brownsburg. In the only 2 games Hamilton Southeastern lost there were in a tournament, a shootout, one of the holiday tournaments. Who were those 2? They lost 2 games in that tournament.
The 2 losses to Hamilton Southeastern were at the Carroll shootout, which they finished in 4th place in. They lose to Marion 81-83, a Marion team fueled by Blackman, who's averaging well north of 30 points a game this year, and has the great potential to be a 1 or 2 and done in college and on his way to the NBA to follow in his dad's footsteps. And then they lose to an excellent Mooresville team, 71-70. And Mooresville really making some noise at their level in basketball too, and kind of they're in that hey, look at us trying to earn some respect. Are the Millers of Mooresville, but the Pioneers at Mooresville. But so Hamilton Southeastern this is going to be a great game tonight. I'm a little amped up. I'm kind of excited about it, Chris.
Sure, I think everybody in town is. This game's been talked about all week, and the student athletes on the Brownsburg team know it here too. You know, their Twitter accounts have been very active this week, getting everybody ready for this big game. In practice, the Bulldogs have worked hard. We talked to assistant coach Drew Towers the other night on the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, which was aired just before our airtime here at 6 o'clock tonight. And he mentioned that, of course they watched tape on Hamilton Southeastern, but this is going to be a test of defense against Brownsburg. that we haven't seen yet. Pike played good defense, but we're used to Brownsburg's defense dominating games. Well, Drew Tower told us about how they've seen that Hamilton Southeastern likes to trap. They'll be very aggressive on defense. As you said, they always produce great athletes, Big Ten athletes, and they have them on this team. So they will come after Brownsburg hard on defense. Darian Ringo, a point guard for Brownsburg, is going to have his hands full tonight, Troy.
Well, in Hamilton Southeastern with victories over Fishers, they won at Mount Vernon. They beat Pendleton Heights. They beat Noblesville. They beat Zionsville. They won at North Central. And then they won a tournament game against Fort Wayne Blackhawk. Now, that was also part of the shootout. So they won that game. Then they beat DeKalb very handily, 74-29. And then the two losses, one to Marion and one to Mooresville. But Coach Brian Satterfield's got a 203-80-80 record. He's in his 13th year at HSC. And this is just going to be a great game. And as you said, Chris, a very big crowd on hand tonight. We may not be at capacity, but we're going to be really close by the time this thing gets tipped off and into the first quarter. And that's great to see because that's one of the things that we've really implored people. I know the coaching staff on the Coaches Show and the students on their Twitter accounts and so forth really been imploring the community to come out to this game tonight especially. You get a big win tonight, and you know what? Who knows where this team can go as we look ahead to sectionals, regionals, and get into the state tournament.
That's right, Troy. You know, and people have talked about as high school football overtaking high school basketball here in Indiana, and we saw huge crowds at Brownsburg High School football game. You know that because we were there broadcasting those games. But, you know, maybe that's true to a certain extent, but this team deserves the support of this community, and they're getting it now. The coach, when he first came here, Coach Steve Lynch, talked about how he needed buy-in from his players into his system. This is his first year here. Well, the community needs buy-in, too. You know, Brownsburg struggled a little bit this year, but this team right now, I think, has all the weapons to go a very long way, and their 9-1 record indicates that.
Well, if Indiana high school basketball needs any hype, we'll give it to you tonight because Brownsburg and Hamilton Southeastern have a history of playing some really good games over the years. HSC really been in control of this series for the most part since the Hoosier Crossroads Conference has come about. Of course, Brownsburg had the great run through the sectional, regional, semi-state, and the state championship back in 2008. We're about 3 minutes from tip-off, and just to look back, Brownsburg's only loss this year came on November 27th to the Carmel Greyhounds, the two-time defending champion, and currently, as of tonight, still the number one team in the state. However, they're coming off a really kind of surprising loss to Cathedral a few nights ago. They beat Southport after that. They beat Fishers. They go to Zionsville and win.
It was a big road win there.
A huge win at Zionsville. And that December 14th game at Pike was really a defining moment. Or that home game against Pike on December 14th. Really a defining moment for this team. And I'll be honest with you, a win that I didn't really expect we'd get, especially by 14 points. They go to Avon and win. The last second thriller to Ben Davis, and we talked about winning on the road at Frankfort and then against Danville and Avon in the Hendricks County tournament. So the Bulldogs sit at 9-1. The HSC Royals are 10-2. The Bulldogs coached by Steve Lynch. He's 9-1 in his first year at the school. His high school record 112-53 in his 8th year coaching in Indiana high school basketball overall. And as we always do, we're about 3 minutes from the start of festivities here. A little bit more than that until the tip as the team's going to come back out on the court. And with that, we'll go to Chris and we'll talk about Chris's keys to the game tonight for tonight's matchup between the Bulldogs and the HSC Royals. Chris?
You're listening to Brownsburg Varsity Basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by McDonald's, Hendricks County Estate Buyers, Ivy Tech, Nelson Jewelers, Panuni's, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, Westside Plumbing, and Wiley Palooza. As far as keys to the game, we know one thing. Brownsburg is going to continue to play their outstanding defense, and that's how they're winning all these games. They feature 3 scorers at the top of their lineup. They're going to score the basketball. Everybody else plays defense and rebounds. KJ Walton leads the way in scoring at 20.3 points a game. Point guard Darian Ringo has been outstanding, especially lately at 11.6 points a game. Trevor Lucas, 10.9 points a game. And they all play good defense. Hamilton Southeastern has one of the state's top players. Senior Eric Davidson is 19.1 points per game. A freshman who everybody's looking at, including colleges both in the state of Indiana and nearby, Zach Gunn, averaging 13.3 points a game. Tyler Jenkins, 12.3. the one big stat jumps out at you here, Troy, is the way Hamilton Southeastern shoots so many more threes. This is the top shooting three-point team as far as stat-wise that I've seen. Just as a comparison, Brownsburg has taken 139 three-point attempts. Hamilton Southeastern, 257. They have made 114 three-point field goals, Hamilton Southeastern has, where the Bulldogs have only made 46. So the Brownsburg defense is going to have to jump out on those Hamilton Southeastern shooters from outside, Troy.
Well, Brownsburg, as you said, Chris, notoriously known notoriously for their defense this year. It's really been their key to victory.
Yeah, it's their calling card.
It's their calling card, and but they're going to and I think you said it best, and you said they're going to get a taste of their own medicine tonight. In this game, I really would anticipate a lot of trapping defense, a lot of three-quarter court defense, and then that may translate into some fast break basketball too. I think we're in, like you said, and I've said it 10 times, I'll say it again, we're in for a really exciting game tonight. We're about 45 seconds away from the buzzer as the teams finish their warm-ups. We'll go to some public announcements there. We'll pay some bills with some advertisements, and then we'll listen for the national anthem and our starting lineup. So, again, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight on audiosportsonline.com or xrbradio.com. Tonight's Hoosier Crossroads Conference game between the number 6 HSC Royals from Hamilton Southeastern in Fishers, Indiana, and the Bulldogs of Brownsburg High School. Chris?
We want to thank our friends at Brownsburg McDonald's. 2 convenient locations in Brownsburg, one just off 267 and 74, the other off Main Street next to Marsh. Don't forget, McDonald's is the host of the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show. Your chance to get the latest updates on Avon and Brownsburg basketball with interviews of players and coaches. The show airs every Friday night at 6 p.m. on xrbradio.com and is available via podcast at audiosportsonline.com. Thank you, McDonald's, for your support of Brownsburg basketball.
A little short of the national anthem here. We'll get the service announcement from a member of the Brownsburg High School student body, which is basically reminding everybody of the student and fan code of conduct and welcoming everybody to Varsity Fieldhouse, this great facility at Brownsburg High School. And again, the biggest crowd of the year on hand. We may not be at capacity, but we're going to be close. The student section's about 3 times larger than it has been all year. And both of the upper decks are pulled out and are filling up as well as the lower decks. And 8 minutes on the clock. We're getting close to tip-off and the beginning of this Hoosier Crossroads Conference game between the HSC Royals from Fishers and the Brownsburg Bulldogs. And now our national anthem.
All right, Troy, it's the spotlight game in Central Indiana. Let's see who shines brightest under these big lights.
Well, the national anthem is in the books, and we are getting ready for the introductions of the starting lineups for the HSC Royals and the Brownsburg Bulldogs. We'll go over those now. For the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, the visiting team, Mason Hankins, number 10. He's a senior and a guard at 5'11". Number 20, Tyler Jenkins. He is a guard. He is also a senior at 6'2". Number 22, Brendan Burns. He is a senior. He's a forward. He's at 6'6". Number 30, Eric Davidson, also a senior and a guard, 6 foot 1 inches tall. And number 42, Zach Gunn. He's a freshman. He is a freshman. He is a forward, and he's 6'7". For the Brownsburg Bulldogs, number 3, Trevor Lucas, 6 foot and a senior. Number 10, Darian Ringo, 6'2" and a junior. Number 11, Tyler Houston, 6'2" and a senior. Number 22, KJ Walton, 6'3" and a junior. And number 42 in the middle, Kyle Thompson, 6'7" tall, and he is a senior. So a great crowd on hand again. The Hamilton Southeastern crowd has traveled well down from Fishers, but this place is almost all purple, and they are going to be really fired up. As I said, the student body is about 3 times as large as we've seen it. And a lot of local media here tonight. There's a few news camera crews at inline, some newspaper photographers, and this game's going to get a lot of attention on your 10 and 11 o'clock news tonight.
Sure is, Troy. This is a big-time atmosphere tonight. This is the best atmosphere we've seen. Pike crowd was okay, but this is much, much better, as the expectations of these 9-1 Bulldogs, they have their sight set on bigger and better things than just this game, but tonight this is where it's all about.
And as the Bulldogs look ahead after tonight's game against Hamilton Southeastern, they're at Crawfordsville tomorrow night. Then they are at McCutcheon on January 24th, at Noblesville January 31st. They do not come home until February 7th when they take on the Westfield Shamrocks here at Varsity Fieldhouse. That's followed by a February 8th contest against Tri-West, at Lafayette Harrison or West Lafayette Harrison, home against Plainfield, at Lafayette Jeff on the 21st of February, and at my alma mater, Chris, February 25th, the Parameridian Falcons.
There you go.
At 7:30, after which we will dive into sectional play.
Yeah. Three straight road
very
games.
Exciting time, though, for this team.
Yes. The 3 straight road games after this, and I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going to happen here tonight. That is going to be a challenge to get up for tomorrow night's game
That's
at 3-8
exactly right.
Crawfordsville. You know, that's going to be a big challenge. This student body crowd tonight is just great.
Well, 8 minutes on the clock.
Here we go, Troy.
We are ready, and as Chris likes to say, here we go. Number 3 team in the state, the Brownsburg Bulldogs, they look to move up in the rankings with a win tonight, as number 1 Carmel loses to Cathedral on Wednesday night, I believe.
Brownsburg, they win this game. They could be number 2, maybe number 1 if something happens to
and
Tech.
Of course, the Tech Titans, led by Trey Lyles, the number 1 team in the state, sitting with that undefeated record. The tip is up, and it goes to Trevor Lucas for the Bulldogs. He controls the ball at midcourt. He gives it off to Darian Ringo, and we are underway from Varsity Fieldhouse in Brownsburg. No score, 7:50 left in the first quarter.
Royals in a man-to-man defense, and it's aggressive, too, just as we expected.
The ball goes out to the far side. Now kick back into the top of the key to Lucas. Thompson's outside the arc. He gets it. Goes immediately inside to KJ Walton. Walton with the shot and missed it. And the rebound comes off to number 42, Zach Gunn. And controlling down the court is Tyler Jenkins for the Royals.
Zone for Brownsburg. Of course, it's going to be aggressive zone. KJ missed his first shot. His field goal percentage has gone down a little bit here in the last few games, but that was an obvious play to get him the first shot, their leading scorer.
Key there most likely will be, Chris, I would think, to try and punch it inside to number 22, Brendan Burns. Burns is 6'6", senior, playing in the middle right now. Trying to get it in baseline. They cannot. They kick it back out to Jenkins, top of the key. And a 3 on the way, and he hit it. Mason Hankins with the basket from the near side, just outside the arc, and the Royals lead 3-0. Full court pressure causing some problems, but Brownsburg breaks it, gets it across midcourt. Almost a steal there by Hankins. Driving to his right is Darian Ringo, and he is fouled. The foul's going to go on Mason Hankins, number 10. That's his first team foul of the game.
You know, we can see already, the quickness of Darian Ringo. He's going to draw some fouls. He can burst by anybody with that speed.
Thompson will inbound it. Top of the key goes to Tyler Houston. Houston gives it off to Walton. Walton goes back in the corner to Houston, trying to get into Lucas. Lucas now controls. He looks to drive in the paint. Turnaround jump shot. Banks it in. It bounces off the front of the rim. And almost lost it. It is lost. The ball was rebounded. Now they give it off to Thompson. The Bulldogs have it back in transition. The ball slapped around. Back up to Thompson again, and the Bulldogs will bring it out. Houston thinks about a three, but does not. And the ball is immediately stolen in a foul. Stolen by Hankins, and the Royals control it. And that was actually too much chaos to announce down there to keep up with at the end.
It was. Ringo got his first steal of the game, got it under to Thompson, and Thompson just couldn't finish at the rim.
Trevor Lucas put the ball up. It bounced out of bounds. Mason Hankins went to save it for the Royals. When he tossed it back in bounds, it went back to Darian Ringo, who controlled it for the Bulldogs. No points on the play. And the Royals control it. Swinging it around the arc, controlling on the near side, is Jenkins. Jenkins back over to Hankins, and now controlling up top is number 30, Eric Davidson. Davidson back to Jenkins, and a three on the way, and he hit it. Eric Davidson from the far side, outside the arc. 6 points by virtue of 2 3-point shots for the Royals, and the Bulldogs control on their side of the court.
Davidson, a good three-point shooter. He's 54% for the year and leads them in three-point field goals made.
Lucas looks to drive baseline. He cannot. He's cut off by Brendan Burns, top of the key. And K.J. Walton and Darian Ringo play a little catch. Kicks it over to Walton on the far near side for a three on the way. He overshot it. Ball's bounced around. Houston can't come up with it. Thompson can't come up with it. And the Royals control. Top of the key with it is Zach Gunn. Gunn gives it off to Jenkins. Jenkins swings the ball in the corner. This is a Hankins with a three on the way. And it's 9-0 HSE, and that perimeter defense not being effective here in the first quarter for the Bulldogs.
Well, we might see a timeout there from Brownsburg, but Mason Hankins 2 for 2 from three-point range, number 10 for the Royals.
Lucas to Ringo. Ringo controls top of the key, or outside the arc. Gives it back over to Walton.
They need a score on this trip, Troy.
Yes, they do. Ringo controls it at midcourt on top of the Bulldog logo. Gives it off to Lucas on the far side, who gets it into Walton. Kicks it to Houston in the corner for a three on the way. He hit it. And now a timeout by Brownsburg.
Attaboy Tyler. He needed that three. Good shot. Running a little short on cash or got some collectible items around the house you don't need or want? Well, take them to Hendricks County Estate Buyers in Brownsburg. They buy gold, silver, coins, tools, electronics, and antiques. They specialize in one-piece or entire collections. If you have an estate or household liquidation, call them first. Ask for Justin at 317-286-3652, 7 days a week. They're on the corner of Main and Odell in Brownsburg, the Hendricks County Estate Buyers.
4:31 left to go in the first quarter, 9-2. Hamilton Southeastern leads Brownsburg. Number 6 Royals and the number 3 Bulldogs here. Hoosier Crossroads Conference basketball. Great crowd on hand, almost capacity crowd of RC Fieldhouse here.
Well,
a little short of capacity, but very full.
Glad Tyler Houston hit that. That is his 8th three-point shot of the year. He's actually 3rd on the team in three-point shots. He's been knocking them down, hit a few in the tournament too.
And that's one of the things that we were talking about earlier on before we came on the air is the ability of HSE to hit the three-point shot. What a difference that made in their season. That was number 20, Tyler Jenkins tries to lay it up and in. He is fouled. Foul's going to go against K.J. Walton. That's his first.
Not a good start here for KJ. 0-2 from the field, and he committed that foul. He's trying to guard a smaller, quicker man. KJ usually good on defense, but the free throw is good.
Tyler Jenkins goes the line. Chris said the first shot is up and good. 10-2, 4:20 left to go in the first quarter. HSC leads. Second shot is up, and he got it.
There's Brownsburg super sub. Mr. Mavungo will check in. Number 4 for Brownsburg. Tyler Houston checks out.
Jordash Mavunga has been a very intricate part of the formula for success for the Bulldogs this year. 6-man off the bench. Very aggressive on the defensive end of the court.
Yes, and rebounds.
Bulldogs control on their end. Top of the key is Ringo. Ringo to Lucas in the corner. Tries to get into Ringo. Now he gets it off to Thompson.
Good job.
Who lays it up and in on the baseline. Really nice ball movement there, and it's 11-4 HSE. 4 minutes left to go in the first.
Give the assist to K.J. Walton on a nice post pass down underneath to Thompson for the bucket.
Hankin gives it off to Davidson. Davidson controls top of the key. He lost it, and a turnover, and here come the Bulldogs. Driving is Ringo. Ringo off to K.J. Walton, who goes up for the layup. It does not fall, but he is fouled. Then he'll go to the line, K.J. will, to shoot 2.
KJ's been an excellent foul shooter this year. We'll get to that number in a second, but that's what Brownsburg wants to do. They want Ringo out leading that break or at the end of it, scoring.
K.J. Walton to the line, 2 shots. The first one is up. It is good. 3:44 left to go in the first quarter, 11-5. Hamilton Southeastern leads.
Walton, an 86% foul shooter.
Second shot is up. It rattles out, and the rebound goes to Zach Gunn for the Royals. Pushes it ahead to Jenkins. Jenkins across midcourt. He's guarded by Trevor Lucas outside the arc, and the ball slapped around. Almost another turnover, but it gets loose. And coming up with a loose ball is Zach Gunn. And that's a 50-50 ball, and HSE takes advantage of it, and they get the layup.
Gunn lays it in there, and he almost could have got a foul call against Brownsburg.
13-5, and here come the Bulldogs on the other side. And the layup is good by Trevor Lucas on the break, and that's that breaking the press, fast break basketball we talked about. Might be a key to success for the Bulldogs tonight.
Great bounce pass by Mavunga there on the assist.
Jenkins kicks the ball top of the key out to Zach Gunn. The big fella takes a three. It rattles out, and here come the Bulldogs. Ringo brings it across midcourt, almost loses it. Thompson has it. Thompson backing down the defender, trying to get in. He's going to turn and lays it off the front of the rim. It's short. The rebound goes to Gunn, and here come the Royals the other way. Controlling the ball is Davidson. Davidson outside the arc, guarded by Trevor Lucas. Pushes to the right side. Gives the ball off to Hankins. Hankins kicks it to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins, nice pass inside, and he's fouled. Zach Gunn with the layup and the foul. Looking for the old-fashioned three-point play. 2:35 left in the first, 15-7.
First 4 or 5 minutes of this game, we did not see Zach Gunn touch the ball much, but boy, he's been very active here in the last minute or so with 4 points and a great post pass there. Laid it up and in over the opposition.
That's Kyle Thompson's first foul. He has 4 points here in the first quarter. To the line is Zach Gunn to complete the three-point play. The shot is up. It is good, and he does. Mavunga will inbound it. That goes off to Darian Ringo. Ringo will bring it across. Ringo, Lucas, Walton, Thompson, and the ball's thrown away. Pushed ahead for the fast break for HSE. It misses the layup on the other side, and Trevor Lucas has the rebound. Eric Davidson cannot complete. Lucas with a spin move in the paint on the drive, and the layup missed. Oh, and that's a tough foul right there. So Lucas misses the layup. The rebound comes off to HSE. Lucas immediately grabs the ball. It looked like a jump ball more than anything. They call the foul on Lucas. That's his second. No, that's his first. I'm sorry. That's a 14th foul on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a lot of action in that sequence, too. Hamilton Southeastern got that offensive opportunity off that trap against the sideline, stole the ball from Brownsburg. Brownsburg got it back but could not score.
Here come the Royals. Gunn with the ball outside the arc. Gives the ball off to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins swings it around to number 44. That's Tyler Janney, who has checked into the game.
Ringo's looking for a steal.
Janney gives it off to Jenkins. Jenkins trying to call a play. He's guarded by Darian Ringo. KJ Walton on Tyler Janney. Janney looking. Gives the ball off to number 32, Grant Leach, who's checked into the game also. Tyler Jenkins thought about a three, does not take it. HSE backs it off to midcourt again, trying to get the ball inside. Nice run in there, and nice dish. Tyler Jenkins drove the paint and dished it off in a sloppy pass there. That ball will go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs as HSE knocks it out.
Hamilton Southeastern leading 16-7. 1 minute 15 is the time left in the first quarter.
HSE slapped the ball out of bounds defensively there. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. Darian Ringo will inbound.
Coach Lynch calling a play here. He wants motion offense. Here's KJ.
Gets it to KJ Walton for three on the way. Fought a little bit off the back of the rim. The rebound goes to HSE. Tyler Janney brings it down for the Royals.
KJ 0 for 4 from the field.
Janney driving the paint, looking. He'll bring it back out top of the key. Gives it off to number 20, Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins back to Janney. Janney looking to make something happen. Dribbles between his legs. Now he gives it off on the near side to Zach Gunn. Gunn gives it right back to Jenkins. Or I'm sorry, that's number 32, Grant Leach. Leach kicks it back top of the key. HSE tossing it around a little bit. Jenkins with the ball. On the logo, he's guarded by Ringo. Dribbles to his right, back to his left, slapped away, but he controls it.
Wow.
Crosses him over. Jenkins gets in the paint. They kick it to the big fella in the corner for a three. And Zach Gunn with a three from the far side makes it 19-7 HSE here in the first.
Gunn has 8 points here in this first quarter. 20 seconds left. Ringo walking it up.
Bulldogs really need a basket on this last possession of the first quarter. Ringo's going to drive the paint. They're going to call a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line and shoot two.
Woo! That was close. That may have gone either way, but Ringo, such an athlete. He drove with that great speed, got up to the hoop, jumped way over his man, but they called the Royals on the block there, and Ringo will be at the line.
HSE bench did not like the call. Also checking into the game for HSE is number 50 Tyler Scholl. Number 30, Eric Davidson, has gone back to the scorer's bench. The first free throw is up by Ringo, and it is good.
Ringo, a 68% foul shooter on the season. Seems like he'd be better than that. He usually makes them, but he got that first one.
Number 44, Tyler Janey, comes to the sideline, checking back into the game. Number 30, Eric Davidson. 19-8, 12.5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Second free throw by Ringo is up. It is good. That makes it 19-9. Under 10, HSE controls.
Bulldog needs a defensive stop here.
Foul there by Ringo. Didn't need that. Foul at midcourt. Tyler Jenkins, number 20 for HSE, tried to cross him over, and Ringo reached in. That's his first. And that is the 15th foul. Inbounding. Jenkins with the ball. Gives it off to Eric Davidson, who sinks the 10-footer. And that'll end the first quarter after one from Varsity Fieldhouse in Brownsburg. The Hamilton Southeastern Royals 21, the Brownsburg Bulldogs 9. Kind of a quick start here for the HSE and kind of a slow start for the Bulldogs. And that defensive effort we talked about now, he's yielded 21 points in the first quarter. It's got to be better as we go to the second.
Sure does. Brownsburg just hasn't shot well in the first quarter. A new Ivy Tech Community College campus has opened in Crawfordsville. The campus is easily accessible off I-74 at the Crawfordsville exit. Registration for summer and fall classes begins soon. The new campus has science labs, computer labs, and a complete associate degree in business. You can meet with admissions and financial aid advisors, take an assessment, and register for classes on site. Ivy Tech is located at 2325 Phil Ward Boulevard inside Crawfordsville Commerce Park. Go to ivytech.edu or call 888-IVY-LINE. That's 888-IVY line for more information. Ivy Tech is changing lives.
You're ready to start the second quarter. 8 minutes on the clock. 21-9. HSE leads Brownsburg. Much anticipated contest tonight between the number 6 Royals and number 3 Bulldogs.
Yeah, like we talked about bad shooting for Brownsburg. They had 3 field goals in that, a couple more free throws, but only 3 field goals in the first quarter for Brownsburg. So we kind of talked about that coming in. Hamilton Southeastern defense is going to be a little more than they faced so far this year. Hopefully Brownsburg's defense is more than Hamilton Southeastern has faced, too.
And I think 12 of those points in the first quarter off three-pointers, I believe, for HSE, which we talked about pregame. Really great three-pointing team, shooting team is HSE, and they take a lot of them. So the Royals control out of the inbounds pass to start the second quarter. Top of the key with it, number 44, Tyler Janey. Janey will control. He almost loses it, and he does. The ball's kicked out of bounds.
Get up, Ringo.
It's going to be got by Ringo, and Ringo lays it in. Ringo picks it up at the free throw line, coming the other way, the loose ball, and lays it in. That's what the Bulldogs needed. They trail by 10 now, 21-11, 7:20 left to go in the second quarter. That's one thing HSC does not want to do against this team is pass it around a lot. They kick the ball inside to number 50, Tyler Scholl. They kick it back outside to number 20, Tyler Jenkins, for another 3, and they lead it 24-11.
Well, we knew, too, they shoot the 3 ball awful well, and they're proving it here in this game.
Cross-court pass goes to Mavunga. He gives it back to Lucas here outside the arc, over to Ringo, top of the key. Ringo to Walton on the far side. Walton gives it back to Ringo, top of the key. They're going to play a little bit of catch. Now over to Lucas. Walton with a 3 on the, Ringo with a 3 on the way off the front of the rim. Nice aggressive rebound in there, and Mavunga missed the putback from about 2 feet. And HSE controls. They push it ahead. Eric Davidson with the ball. He kicks it off to Janey. Janey, top of the key. He's guarded by Ringo.
Brownsburg in a 1-3-1 zone now.
Ringo. Janey takes a pass top of the key. They're going to call a foul. He walked with the basketball. No foul.
Boy, and he was left wide open to shoot that 3. They're not jumping out on these three-point shooters. And I know coaches told them that this week, so not sure what's going on as far as Brownsburg hustling on defense to get out and guard those three-point shooters.
Dalton Vachon is checked out of the game, and the Bulldogs are going to go small. They got 3 guards out there. So you got Ringo, Lucas, and Houston, KJ, Walton, and Mavunga. And Mavunga tries to get a rebound on the miss by K.J. Walton from 3, and K.J.'s not having a good shooting night.
0 for 5 from the field. He just needs one to drop, and then he can start dropping them in buckets, shall we say.
That ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Royals. 24-11, 6:02 left to go in the second quarter. HSC leads, and Brownsburg calls a timeout. 6:02 mark, 24-11. HSC leads the Bulldogs from Varsity Fieldhouse in Brownsburg.
Did you know Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg has been serving Hendricks County in the west side of Indianapolis with an extensive selection of finer diamonds and gemstones since 1958? Nelson Jewelers is a family-owned jewelry store specializing in unique jewelry, jewelry repair, appraisals, and watch repair. Nelson Jewelers is conveniently located downtown Brownsburg across from the Hendricks County Bank. Visit Nelson Jewelers for all of your jewelry needs at 22 East Main Street and online at nelsonjewelers.com. Nelson Jewelers, a little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
6:02 left to go in the second quarter, 24-11. Hamilton Southeastern leads Brownsburg. As always, we'd like to thank all the staff here at Brownsburg High School and the staff from Hamilton Southeastern. Brownsburg Superintendent of Schools Jim Snap and the Athletic Director Kelly Wagner, and all of their support that they give the broadcast team not only for basketball season but for football season and baseball season as well. Chris and I look forward to all 3 seasons that we have. We don't really have spring, summer, and fall anymore. We've got basketball, baseball, and football season, I think, Chris.
That's right, Troy.
But that's okay with me.
Good facilities here at Brownsburg. It's a pleasure to do their games.
It sure is.
So far, HSC with 5 3-pointers, Brownsburg 1, and that by Tyler Houston. We got to get K.J. Walton going here.
K.J. Walton having a tough shooting night. He's 0 for 5 from the field. HSC controls. They lead at 24-11. They have the ball top of the key. Tyler Jenkins with it. Jenkins kicks it over to Janney. Janney trying to get it inside. Now they kick it to the far side to number 30, Eric Davison. And the trap is on.
There you go.
And that's that 3-guard defense. And here comes K.J. Walton on the transition with a layup. It is good. 24-13. The Bulldogs cut the lead to 11.
Yeah.
5:33 left to go in the second.
That's the way to get off the snide. Get a fast break layup. Ringo looking for a steal. It's his second foul.
Yeah. Ringo missed the steal. And when he did, Tyler Janney got away from him, and Ringo reached out and grabbed his arm. Janney will check out. As Chris said, that is Darian Ringo's second foul. He will probably come out of the game. He will. So you're going to have Tyler Houston, K.J. Walton, Mavunga, Trevor Lucas, and Thompson in for the Bulldogs. Royals coming back the other way. Mason Hankins with the ball. Him and Tyler Jenkins are up top for the Royals. Driving baseline in the dish, and the pass is blocked by Lucas. And K.J. Walton trying to come the other way is fouled by Mason Hankins. They got the ball inside on the other end to Brendan Burns, who's a 6'6 senior, and Trevor Lucas rejected it. Trevor Lucas at 6 foot.
He's only 6 foot, but he can get up, and boy, he blocked that shot. Big defensive play.
Lucas inbounds to Walton. Walton dribbles outside the arc, looking to try to get something going, puts the ball between his legs. Back off, that's a 2 on the way, and it's nothing but net. And that's what K.J. Walton and the Bulldogs needed. 24-15, the lead is cut to 9.
Look out, 2 straight field goals for K.J. He gets going. He's hard to stop.
And a timeout by the Royals. 4:53 left to go here in the first quarter, and HSC leads the Bulldogs 24-15.
Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody. Pizza with more toppings than you can count, including specialty pizzas, 5 different kinds of calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread with 2 kinds of dipping sauce. All made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. And don't forget, Panuni's Jumbo Wings with 12 kinds of dipping sauce. Mention the XRB and get 10% off of your order. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday open until 11 p.m. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Call 286-3500 Panuni's Pizza and Wings at 1447 East Main in Brownsburg.
4:53 left to go here in the first half of the second quarter as it stands, 24-15. Hamilton Southeastern leads Brownsburg, a 9-point lead for the Royals. Student body getting fired up as Operation Basketball, or one of the local sports affiliates, is here. They've got the camera on them. Great student body turnout tonight. Like we said earlier, about 3 times larger than we've seen the rest of in the past over the course of the season.
Well, this game's been talked about, I know, at the school all week, and certainly in the community, any kind of basketball fan, and it shows in this crowd here tonight. Very enthusiastic, great atmosphere for big-time high school basketball, Troy.
Here come the HSC Royals. The ball controlled by Tyler Jenkins. Gets it across midcourt to Zach Gunn. Gung back over to Jenkins.
Ringo did check back in at that timeout.
Ringo did check back in. He does not sit with the 2 fouls. That's in the corner and a 3 on the way, and it rattles out. The shot by Davidson, he misses, and the rebound goes to KJ Walton. He puts it off to Ringo. Ringo brings it across midcourt. Ringo driving the basket, trying to make something happen. The layup is missed. Mavunga misses the rebound. Nice save there by Ringo. Ringo gets it to Walton. Walton driving for the layup, and he misses it, and Brownsburg cannot buy an easy shot. Rebound comes off to HSC. The ball controlled by Jenkins.
Boy, KJ with a good look at that rim. I'm surprised he missed it.
3 in the corner is way short. Here come the Bulldogs on the fast break. Ringo to Walton on the fast break, and the layup is good.
Walton with 7 points right now, 3 field goals in this second quarter. A great assist by the fast-breaking Ringo.
And the lead is cut to 7. 3:45 left to go in the second quarter. 24-17 HSE. Trying to drive with it is Zach Gunn. Gunn's going to shoot a 3, and he nails it. 27-17, the lead swells to 10.
Boy, that was a big shot there by the freshman Zach Gunn. They could see Brownsburg coming on. The rebound start by Brownsburg by hitting that big 3.
Into Thompson. Thompson from 15 misses it. Going up for the rebound is Houston. Houston kicks it back out to Mavunga. Mavunga drives baseline. He's in the paint. Kicks it back out very wisely to KJ Walton. They'll set something up. Walton looks to drive. Gets in the paint. Lays it up. Misses it. Ball bounces around. And here come the Royals on the break. Trying to drive in and score. The ball's knocked out of bounds. It is off of an HSC knee, and it goes to the Bulldogs.
Ringo hustling, got in under there, knocked that rebound around, and knocked it off of a Hamilton Southeastern player. It'll be Bulldog ball.
Davidson tried to get it inside. Jenkins on the break there on the baseline. He kicked it out of bounds off of his knee.
2:58 left here in the half. 27-17, a 10-point lead for the Royals. And they are going to pressure here the inbounds pass in the backcourt.
So off the dead ball, HSC will press a little bit. They get it across to Mavunga. Mavunga right inside the paint, looks to lay it up, and he does. I think Mavunga was surprised that he had such a wide open shot there. I had to think about it for a second.
Exactly, Troy, but good work by the young man. Got in that lane and got it in the paint bucket for Brownsburg.
The lead is cut to 8, and a 3 on the way again from the corner, and it rattles out. And the big fella for HSC, Zach Gunn, is not afraid to shoot it from downtown.
Boy, they fire up those threes from everywhere.
KJ Walton to Lucas, top of the key. Lucas is going to drive. Kicks it over to Ringo in the corner. Ringo to Mavunga, top of the key. Mavunga and Ringo. Now Ringo controls at midcourt. Gets it into Thompson on the elbow. Back to Mavunga outside the arc. They give it to Ringo, who tries to drive baseline. Gives it to KJ Walton. 3 on the way. Missed it. And KJ's having a really tough night of shooting. On the break, and it's knocked away. Another turnover by the Royals. Here come the Bulldogs the other way. And KJ Walton had Ringo wide open going to the basket. He missed him, but he is fouled at midcourt.
Tyler Jenkins on the foul there. Yeah, KJ, he just wanted to keep going. Did not want to stop on that fast break.
Might not be a bad idea for Coach Lentz to have a little conversation with KJ Walton. He looks really frustrated out there. He's missed some real close bunny hop shots from like 2-3 feet in. He's missed some threes. Got fouled kind of hard there. Came up looking a little bit disgusted.
Well, I know that he feels the pressure to be the leading scorer every game. So as long as he's hitting his shots, he's fine. He's shot quite a bit here. Just missed him, but he does have 7 points here in the first half. Mavunga
has the ball on the free throw line. Thompson has it outside the arc now. And a foul inside. They're going to call a hold. That's going to be on number 50, Ty Scholl of HSE.
That's their 6th of the half.
That is the 16th foul, as Chris said. That's Scholl's second.
See what play Brownsburg runs off this inbounds. Ringo will inbound it.
Need a basket here, cut that lead, get him over the 20 mark. 27-19 HSE. Ringo inbounds to Mavunga at midcourt. Mavunga gives it off to KJ Walton. Walton will set something up. Lucas is open on the near side. KJ between the legs, looking for some dribble penetration. Kicks it off to Ringo. Ringo, he's going to drive. Mavunga top of the key. That's
Come
a
on.
2 foot on the line. He missed it. And nice
Trevor.
rebound by Trevor Lucas as he comes in kind of out of nowhere, and he controls on the far side. Gives it off to Thompson. Thompson kicked it to KJ Walton at midcourt. Looking for a play from Coach Lynch on the sideline.
1 minute, 13 seconds left. Checking stats today, Trevor actually leads the Bulldogs in rebounds.
Ringo has it outside the arc. Nice pressure defense by the Royals. Ringo gets it to Thompson. Thompson looks to back his man down. He can't get Gunn to bite. Lucas will shoot a 2. And off the front of the iron, he missed it. Nice rebound by Thompson. The Bulldogs control, and he's fouled.
Good job, Kyle Thompson. He's been active tonight, and he's looking for a shot, too. He's got 2 points. He's already taken 4 shots, which is kind of unusual for Kyle. He usually just his rebound and defense takes his shots when he's wide open, but he's been active offensively tonight and got that good rebound there and got fouled.
27-19, Hamilton Southeastern leads. 51.6 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. And Kyle Thompson goes to the line. He'll be shooting the front end of a 1-and-1 for the Bulldogs.
Need these big fella. Come on now.
27-19, and that is up. It's good. 27-20, the lead is 7 for HSE. As Walton will check out, Tyler Houston checks in. So Mavunga, Houston, Thompson, Ringo, and Lucas on the court for the Bulldogs.
Thompson, a 70% free throw shooter, and he'll...
Second shot is up, bounces off the back of the rim and bounces out as he controls it.
Bringing
the ball down.
Free throw.
Yeah, bringing the ball to Mason Hankins. Hankins gives it off to Eric Davidson.
Good D here.
Cross. Oh, and a big collision on the far side of the court. Mavunga went up for the kind of a rainbow pass that was intended for Mason Hankins.
Crowd doesn't like it, Troy. They thought that was a 50-50 ball. Both players going for that lob pass in the air, but Mavunga with the body contact against the Royals player, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, especially at the high school level, they'll call that every time.
Yeah.
So that will send Hankins to the line. That's the 17th foul against the Bulldogs. That is the second foul against Mavunga. He has 2 fouls and 2 points here in the first half.
Hankins with 7 points here.
First free throw is up. It's good. 28-20, an 8-point lead for the Royals. Second free throw is good. It rattles around and falls. 38.5 seconds left to go. The official with the ball.
Let's see if
Royals
Royals
set here.
Going to press this inbounds here full court, and they are.
Ringo gets it into Mavunga, gives it back to Ringo. Ringo will control it, bringing it down for the Bulldogs. 33 seconds left, counting. Got to get it across midcourt. The pass goes to Thompson. It's across. Gives it off to Lucas in the corner, gives it right back to Ringo. Ringo kicks it back to Lucas on the far side. Ringo controls top of the key. He's going to midcourt. And the Bulldogs will play for the final shot.
Yeah, nothing presented itself there for a drive to the lane. They looked for it. Now they'll pull it out and go for one. No, they will not.
Ringo goes up, and he is fouled, and that's exactly what the Bulldogs wanted. They'll be shooting free throws with the clock not running. They trail by 9. 12.5 seconds left to go in the second quarter. 29-20 HSE.
Good point there, Troy, about getting that clock stopped. I was surprised Ringo took that drive, but he's so aggressive at that and successful this season that why not if you can get it? Oh, come on.
Well, that's a drawback. You got to make your free throws there. The first one bounces off the front of the rim. It's a little short, and Brownsburg having a really tough shooting night.
Yeah, they are.
The foul was on number 34, Jack Kramer. That was his first. That was the 8th team foul against the Royals. 17 fouls for the Bulldogs. And here come the Royals the other way. Get the ball inside quickly. They're going to kick it out for a 3 from the far side. And falling down and hitting the shot, and a 3 on the way at the buzzer. The other side is short. So falling down and hitting the shot is Eric Davidson. A 3 pushes the lead to 11 for the Royals. And I got to tell you, that first half went fast, Chris.
Really
just
did.
like that, the Bulldogs are going to the locker room. They're staring an 11-point deficit in the face. Have to make some adjustments at halftime. Really entertaining half of basketball for this big crowd on hand tonight at Brownsburg at Varsity Fieldhouse here on the campus of Brownsburg High School. Our halftime score, Hamilton Southeastern 32 and Brownsburg 21. HSE with really some excellent three-point shooting, nice perimeter shooting, and perimeter control of basketball in the first half. They did not turn the ball over much. When they did, Brownsburg did take advantage of it.
Wow, Brownsburg scored 9 points in the first quarter, 12 in the second. Hamilton Southeastern with that big first quarter had 21 points in the first and then 11 in that second. And, the battles of defense is shaping up, and so far, I think Brownsburg has a few more turnovers than Hamilton Southeastern. But, boy, the big story there in that first half, like we knew coming in, is Hamilton Southeastern's ability to shoot the three, Troy.
Yeah, definitely. They had 12 early points off the three there. I'm not sure what their final total was, but they haven't missed very many either, so they're hitting a really high percentage from behind the arc. And Brownsburg unable to extend that defense enough to do so. The thing about HSE is, and something you talked about pregame is, Chris, they can all shoot it. All of them can shoot the three, all the way down to Zach Gunn, the big man, who's really been kind of playing the center position the whole first half for them. He's come out on the perimeter and hit a couple of three-pointers. And nice defense on that last possession. Eric Davidson falling down out of bounds hits a three from the far side in the corner.
Here's two of Brownsburg's leading scorers. Look, they get scoring mainly from three guys. Well, K.J. Walton only has 7 points. Trevor Lucas, only 2 points. He's made 1 out of 4 from the field. And Darian Ringo with 5 points only. So that's why Brownsburg's struggling right now. Their main 3-point producers have been held in check in this first half.
Well, and I think maybe one of the things you talk about is if you can't free up that perimeter shooting for the Bulldogs in the third quarter, you got to start pushing the ball into Kyle Thompson, the big guy. Put the ball on the floor, turn, either get fouled, put the ball off the glass, and make some shots. They've been unable to do that also in the first quarter, or the first half. And while the three-point shooting percentage for the Bulldogs was not well, they missed a lot of layups.
Yeah.
A lot of points in the paint they left on the court.
Right. KJ is not going to miss those shots at the rim. I think he was a little tight, and that may be one of the goals here at halftime. Let's get him relaxed. Let the game come to him a little bit. Trevor Lucas needs to step up and hit some threes in the second half. Everything will be fine. We've seen Brownsburg come from behind before. This is the level of competition they're facing tonight, and I think they'll be up to the challenge here in the second half.
Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight on audiosportsonline.com and xrbradio.com. I'd like to thank our producer, Rob Kendall, for getting us all set up, and all of everybody's support out there for tonight's broadcast, including our advertisers and Chris.
What is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. It's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs, so whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
32-21. We're at halftime here at Varsity Fieldhouse in Brownsburg. The Hamilton Southeastern Royals, the number 16 in the AP poll in Indiana in Class 4A basketball, lead the number 3 team in the AP poll, the Brownsburg Bulldogs, by 11. And great crowd on hand, and I think this is just a great environment. We'll see what the second half holds for us, Chris.
When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they will be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect, that's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. Wiley Palooza. Wiley Palooza in 2014 is just beginning, and they know the year's starting, and they're excited about serving the community of Brownsburg with their delicious, hand-dipped, award-winning premium ice cream all year. They also want to let you know about an exciting contest they're having. They make a special Sunday creation that you can design. Pick one of their fun premium ice cream flavors like Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, Yippee Skippy, or Fat Elvis, or a traditional flavor like Butter Pecan, Vanilla Bean, or Cookie Dough, or any of the 20 flavors with amazing toppings. Then post your recipe ingredients on their Facebook page at Wiley Palooza Ice Cream Emporium, Brownsburg. The post with the most likes from their scoopers will get their creation on the menu, plus a gift certificate for 2 free Sundays. And they'll even name the Sunday after the winner for the month of February. Wiley Palooza in the Brownsburg Shopping Plaza on Highway 36. You are listening to Brownsburg Varsity Basketball on audiosportsonline.com and xrbradio.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by McDonald's, Hendricks County Estate Buyers, Ivy Tech, Nelson Jewelers, Panuni's, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, Westside Plumbing, and Wiley Palooza.
A couple of scores to update you on at the half. Fishers trails Lafayette Jeff 33-31. Park Tudor leads North Central 33-20. Trayvon Blewett has 17 points.
Wow, that's a
already.
big game.
Yeah, 3:53 left in the first half, and Trayvon Blewett already has 17 points. Dwayne Gibson with 8 rebounds for North Central. Women's basketball, Purdue is handing it to the Lady Hoosiers up in West Lafayette, 74-37. 11:37 left in that game. They got 74 points. There's a lot of time left. IU women off to a great start this year. Started off 14-0. They had a tough loss to Ohio State the other night at home in front of what was, I think, almost a record crowd for women's basketball in IU. But going up to West Lafayette tonight and having a hard time with the Lady Boilers.
Hey, I want to tell you, Troy, I watched Purdue at Illinois the other night. Purdue looked very good in a win at Illinois, men's basketball.
That's a big win for the Boilermakers, and something the Hoosiers couldn't do when they went out there to Champaign and lost that game in overtime to Illinois to start off the Big Ten season.
Getting back to high school basketball here tonight, the junior varsity game, Hamilton Southeastern got Brownsburg in that one. They won at 27-23. 27-23, the Royals won the JV contest. Looking at the Hoosier Crossroads Conference standing for the varsity, Hamilton Southeastern leads it at 10-2. Brownsburg 9-1. Noblesville 6-4 overall. McCutcheon at 7-2, but just 1-1 in the conference. Zionsville has won 7 straight. They are now 8-2. Brownsburg did win at Zionsville earlier this year. Fishers at 4-7. Avon at 5-5. Our friends to the south, 1-2 in the conference, but they are 5-5 overall. Westfield 2-7, really struggling. And then bringing up the rear of the conference, kind of just like they did in football, Troy, is the Lafayette schools. Harrison, West Lafayette 3-6. Lafayette Jeff 2-8. Noblesville is at Avon tonight. Westfield is at McCutcheon. Zionsville is at West Lafayette Harrison. And Fishers is at Lafayette Jeff. And that's your Hoosier Crossroads Conference report for this evening.
In that Avon Noblesville game, the Orioles score 2 field goals in the quarter, both of them in the last minute of the second quarter, Chris. They trail Noblesville 27-17 at the half. Chris Funhauser leads the Orioles with 9 points.
Oh, good.
And Avon having a tough time up there against Noblesville.
Okay, I say good because I'm glad Connor Funkhauser's not hurt. He is their leading scorer, and he had some kind of wrist or arm injury there in the last game of the Hendricks County tournament. So I'm glad he's all right. Avon, in that tournament, boy, their outstanding sophomore quarterback and leader in the basketball team, Brandon Peters. What an athlete this guy is. He had a real good Hendricks County tournament. We want to thank our friends at Brownsburg McDonald's. 2 convenient locations in Brownsburg, just off 267 and 74. The other off Main Street next to Marsh. Don't forget, McDonald's is the host of the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show. Your chance to get the latest updates on Avon and Brownsburg basketball with interviews of players and coaches. The show airs every Friday night at 6 p.m. on xrbradio.com and is available via podcast at audiosportsonline.com. Thank you, McDonald's, for your support of Brownsburg basketball. Also, we thank our friends at Hendricks County Estate Buyers. Are you running a little short on cash or got some collectible items around the house you don't need or want? Take them to Hendricks County Estate Buyers in Brownsburg. They buy gold, silver, coins, tools, electronics, and antiques. They specialize in one-piece or entire collections. If you have an estate or household liquidation, call them first. Ask for Justin at 317-286-3652, 7 days a week. They're on the corner of Main and Odell in Brownsburg, the Hendricks County Estate Buyers.
One of the things also worthy of talking about tonight at this game, Chris, is that at our last broadcast at the Ben Davis game, Indiana coach Tom Crean was here in the game, here to watch KJ Walton play. And tonight at this game at the half, Zach Gunn, who does have an offer from Indiana, class of 2017 HSE, has 11 points, and the 2015 guard, KJ Walton for Brownsburg, who has Indiana interest, no official offer yet, has 7.
I was watching KJ here this past week, and he's of course a great athletic body. He reminded me, and I hate to say this to you IU fans, but of all those Kentucky thoroughbreds. He's got the body like some of those Kentucky players. But we look for good things from KJ. I think he just needs to relax a little bit here this second half. Like we said, let the game come to him a little bit. He'll be fine. He's a big-time scorer. I think he just tried too hard to take a scoring load on himself. Darian Ringo definitely pressured by that Hamilton Southeastern defense, as we expect. He struggled also, but you get him out on the break. There's nobody quicker in high school basketball, I think, than Darian Ringo, especially when he's on the break.
Update again from the Avon Noblesville game from down the road in Avon. The Orioles have outscored Noblesville 11-3 in the third quarter. They now trail the Millers 31-28 with just under 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Here at Varsity Fieldhouse in Brownsburg, 3:46, and the clock is running at the halftime clock. And the HSE Royals Hamilton Southeastern has come down from Fishers. They lead the Brownsburg Bulldogs 32-21.
A new Ivy Tech Community College campus has opened in Crawfordsville. The campus is easily accessible off I-74 at the Crawfordsville exit. Registration for summer and fall classes begins soon. The new campus has science labs, computer labs, and a complete associate degree in business. You can meet with admissions and financial aid advisors, take an assessment, and register for classes on site. Ivy Tech is located at 2325 Phil Ward Boulevard inside Crawfordsville Commerce Park. Go to ivytech.edu or call 888-IVY-LINE. That's 888-IVY-LINE for more information. Ivy Tech is changing lives. If you're looking for that special jewelry item for that special occasion or just any occasion, then look no further. Nelson Jewelers at 22 East Main in Brownsburg has just what you need. Check out their website at nelsonjewelers.com to sign up for their newsletter and their featured item of the month. Call them today at 317-852-2306. Nelson Jewelers, a little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Coach Satterfield and Coach Lynch had two very different conversations with their teams at halftime.
I don't know if I wanted to be in the Brownsburg locker room, Troy.
One of the things we talked about all year that's really fueled the success of this Brownsburg team is we felt like it's the intensity of their head coach. And Coach Steve Lynch is a very intense guy. He's intense when you talk to him. Just in person and passing about the Bulldogs and about high school basketball, about basketball in general. Very emotional and very intense on the sidelines. And we'll look to see if that energy really has come across to his team and they can really pick it up here to start the second half.
He is that way, but he also is encouraging and positive and calm with the players when he wants to be. We sat behind the bench at the tournament games, got real down close to hear what he's saying at these timeouts and everything. You'd play the game right, you do the things he wants, and he's going to encourage you and you say good things about you. You'd make mistakes, you play carelessly, he's going to get on you in big time. Just to recap the scoring here in the first half for Brownsburg, Trevor Lucas has 2 points. He only has one field goal. Jordash Mavunga with 2 points. Darian Ringo has 5. Tyler Houston splashed a big 3 there in the first quarter for 3 points. KJ Walton with 7. Kyle Thompson with 3 points, and Kyle was active on the offensive end for Hamilton Southeastern. Mason Hankins had 8 points. Tyler Jenkins with 5 points. Eric Davidson with 8 points, and Zach Gunn with 11. They only had 4 guys score the ball.
Be interesting to see, I think, Chris, worthy of noting about what the lineup looks like coming out of the locker room for the Bulldogs. I wouldn't really anticipate any change, but it's been kind of a tough first half. Probably, I would say, defensively and offensively for Brownsburg. They only trail by 11. I think in some ways they're a little bit fortunate that lead did not swell to more than that. And we'll see if Coach Lentz decides to shake it up or go with what's got them this far so far. We will see here. We're getting very close to the start of the second half, about 35 seconds away as both teams are in their huddles. They've come out of the locker room on their bench on their respective sidelines. And Coach Brian Satterfield from Hamilton Southeastern and Coach Steve Lynch having those final prep moments before the second half gets underway with their teams.
I think if one thing you're going to see is Brownsburg, if it's possible, they're going to turn up their defensive intensity even more. That's really the only way they're going to be. I guarantee you that I know they talked about at halftime getting out on those three-point shooters. I mean, that's the difference in this ball game is HSE hitting these threes. So I know they're going to get out farther. And does that mean HSE has a chance to drive around those defenders or throw the ball inside the post? Maybe, but you got to get out on those three-point shooters here in the second half, Troy.
Well, we'll see if they stay with the man-to-man or maybe push that, go to a zone trap or something like that, and maybe push that out past the arc a little bit.
There you go.
Try and see if they can push that ball into the paint. Of course, Hamilton Southeastern has the ability, especially with Zach Gunn, number 42, the junior, to really get in there and Zach Gunn's a freshman at 6'7".
He plays like a junior.
Plays like a junior, you're right, to get in there and kind of wreak some havoc. So the crowd is not gone anywhere. The student section on their feet again as we get ready to start the third quarter. Coach Lynch and Coach Satterfield having a conversation in front of the scorers table. They now go back to their respective benches.
Troy, I think you said it here when they came out for the second half. This is going to be an intense second half of basketball. You did not want to be in that Brownsburg locker room at that half. This is going to be a high-pressure defense on both sides. I anticipate a bang-up finish to this game, and I think we're waiting on TV. We actually have some video coverage besides ourselves. Audio Sports Online, Rob Kendall, always on duty for us here at these games, and he takes care of the video camera just as good as anybody at Comcast or others.
We are waiting for local television to come back. It's always those TV guys that hold this thing up, right?
That's right. It's not our fault, folks.
32-31, and with that said, HSE decides they're going to shoot a little more before we get into the beginning of the second half, and Brownsburg wanders back to their bench. 32-21, HSE leads by 11.
And they're going to take a basketball, too. Why not? So there must be some kind of problem. Oh, the referees weren't here.
The referees
They're just
are not
making
here.
their
There
way
they
out.
are.
That was the problem.
Apologies to our friends in local television. Now the officials have made it back to the scorers table. Their respective teams will quit their warm-up 2.0. They'll go back to their benches.
I think those guys, they're not the smallest refs I've ever seen. They might have gone over to Wiley Palooza to get a ice cream treat.
Tonight may be the night that I go to Wiley Palooza after the game if they're still open. They may be closed, but I don't know.
Either that or they went to Panuni's. Well, here we go. This is going to be an intense second half of basketball, Troy.
You got Tyler Houston will inbound it to Ringo, KJ Walton, Thompson, and Trevor Lucas round out the starting five. And right off the bat, Ringo's going to drive, kicks it out to Lucas on the near side, and a three on the way. He missed it. Brownsburg really could have used that shot, but Tyler Houston comes down with a big rebound. Lucas is going to drive. Now Ringo's going to take a three, and it's short. And Lucas slaps it off of an HSC player. He's pushed to the floor, and the foul's going to go against the Royals.
Intensity marks the first possession here of Brownsburg's second half. Maintaining the ball and getting several shots at it. They just need to knock them down, Troy.
7:42 in the third.
Look at that.
Lucas is going to drive. The ball goes off the side of the backboard. He couldn't quite get it in. The rebound goes to Zach Gunn. Gunn pushes it across midcourt. They give back to Gunn, top of the key. He fakes a three. Now he's going to drive, and he lays it up. And the freshman looks really good tonight. 34-21. The Royals lead the Bulldogs.
Gunn now at 13 points. Pressure defense by the Royals. Get a steal.
Going to get a steal. The ball's knocked away. It's pushed ahead to Eric Davidson, who lays it up and in, and not the start that the Bulldogs are looking for. They now trail by 15 to 36-21. Lucas, top of the key to KJ Walton. Walton gives it off to Ringo on the near side. They're going to play catch. Walton's going to drive. Puts it around Gunn. The ball will not go down for the Bulldogs. That basket went below the rim and came back out the top. Controlling top of the key is Jenkins. Jenkins gives it to Gunn, top of the key. Gunn's going to try and make something happen. Puts it between his legs. Looks to drive. Jenkins with it now on the near side. He looks to drive. Inside the paint, a nice spin move. Absolutely throws Darian Ringo. And ahead to KJ Walton. Walton's going to kick it off to Thompson. Thompson goes in. He is fouled. Cannot finish. You know, I got to tell you, Chris, the Bulldogs just are not going to the basket strong. Whether it's on that layup by Thompson, he kind of did a little head fake and then went up kind of weak. He got fouled, but he couldn't complete the three-point play. Their efforts right at the hoop have been really bad tonight. The first free throw is good by Thompson. I don't mean that to be harsh, but it's just it's an analysis, I guess, of why we're in the shape we're in. The Bulldogs are down 16 now, 6:21 left to go in the third quarter.
I think you're on it. Kyle Thompson, not exactly a good leaper or jumper for all his height, but anyway, And we could see there from Walton, he passed that shot up to try and get the ball to Thompson. Walton was a little less confident in his shot tonight and his drive to the hoop, like you said.
The second free throw misses. 38-22. HSC leads. 6:15 left to go in the third quarter. Gunn has it on the far side. Near side, kicks it to Mason Hankins, top of the key at midcourt. He kicks it back over to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins looks to drive, gives it to Gunn for a three. You cannot leave him open. He does miss it off the front of the rim, but the rebound goes right back to HSE, who gets it near on the baseline, and the shot is missed by number 30, Eric Davidson. The rebound goes to Lucas and the foul.
Boy, Lucas is rebounding tonight if he's not scoring. Doing a good job. He does lead the team in rebounding, but doing a good job there for that, getting that defensive rebound.
So Brownsburg will inbound into some full court pressure by the Royals. Pass goes off to KJ Walton. Walton, the spin move inside the paint, and he misses another layup. Mavunga with the rebound. He's in a lot of traffic. He'll bring it out. Almost has the ball stolen. He's triple teamed. They go back to Ringo outside the arc, and the defense of HSC has really got the Bulldogs rattled here to start the second half. Walton's going to drive, another layup, and that one he hit. Went up with the left hand that time, bounced it off the square. 38-24, 14-point lead for HSC. 5:25 left to go in the third quarter.
He's going to keep driving to the hoop, Troy, whether it makes it or not. I'm glad he got one to go there. Brownsburg defense looking for a trap here.
Jenkins controls at midcourt. Gives it to Gunn back here on the near side outside the arc. Back to Jenkins. Jenkins back to Gunn. Kicks it inside. They've got Davidson in the corner. They trap him. He gets it back to Jenkins. Jenkins is going to drive. Goes for the left-handed layup. Can't miss it. Rebound comes out to KJ Walton. Mavunga with the board. Kicks it to Walton. And there's a blocking foul. But another missed layup on the drive by the Bulldogs. KJ Walton goes to the paint strong there. Had his defender completely beat. He does get fouled but misses the shot.
Yeah, and KJ, he doesn't just do a normal layup straight at the rim. He's always moving laterally to one side or the other to try and get around the outstretched arms of the defender. Makes his layups a little more difficult.
Free throw is up and good. 38-25. HSC leads. 4:50 left to go in the third quarter.
And KJ usually gets a lot of free throws because of that driving ability. That's only his second foul shot he's made tonight. He needs to get the line even more.
KJ does have 10 points. The second free throw is good. That's his 11th point. And under a trapped full court pressure defense, HSE inbounds the ball. They kick it over to Davidson in the corner. Davidson kicks it top of the key. Driving now, checked into the game is Tyler Janney. And Janney has it at midcourt under some big pressure. They get it to Jenkins. Jenkins puts it back to Davidson. Davidson with the runner. He missed it. Thompson Thompson out of the game now. Dalton Vachon in. He cannot come up to the rebound. Gunn's going to take it baseline. Oh! And he spins and knocks Trevor Lucas to the ground. They're going to call the foul on Lucas, which is the right call. Lucas with nice defense there, very aggressive, but he was moving side to side.
Yeah, Brownsburg hustling on defense. Dalton Vachon actually played some good post defense, hustling there to stop several of those HSC attempts in the first part of that possession.
First team foul against the Bulldogs. Jenkins has the ball in the corner. A trap defense by Vachon and Ringo. They get the ball up to Brendan Burns. Burns back to Jenkins in the corner. He goes baseline into some traffic. He's got Gunn in the corner for a three on the way. He missed it, and Vachon comes in with a rebound, but he loses the ball. And now HSC controls. Jenkins for three from the arc. In and out. The rebound goes to Ringo. And the Royals have gotten a little cold. Way ahead to Lucas. At the other end of the court, they get it back to Mavunga. Mavunga makes the layup. And the lead is cut to 10 with 3:50 left to go in the third. And HSC is going to call a timeout. And Lynch is fired up. There's that intensity we were talking about.
Good play by Mavunga to get down. Good break by the Bulldogs.
3:46 left to go in the third quarter. It's a 10-point lead for HSC, 38-28.
Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody, and you don't even have to leave home. Call 286-3500 for free delivery to Pittsboro, Claremont, North Avon, and all of Brownsburg. Specialty pizza, calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread, all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. Not to mention Panuni's jumbo wings. Tell them you heard it from XRB and get 10% off your next order. Check out their Facebook page for specials. They're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday open until 11 p.m. Locally owned Panuni's Pizza and Wings at 1447 East Main in Brownsburg.
38-28. A 10-point lead for the Royals. 3:46 left to go in the third quarter. And Brownsburg trying to make a statement here defensively. Get some points in transition. HSE with the ball. On its way, a three from the corner by Davidson. It misses. And as we said, HSE's gone a little bit. Cole, the ball stolen by Gunn and slapped away by KJ Walton. And Gunn gets the rebound again and puts it in.
Boy, he's
really
a player,
aggressive
Troy.
play. He is. What is that, 15 or 17?
I'll check in a minute. 15
points tonight now for Gunn.
Sam Comer in at the post for Brownsburg.
Comer goes in at the post. The ball is thrown away, and the turnover goes back to the Royals. Driving baseline was Ringo. Tried to kick it back outside the arc, and it goes out of bounds.
This next 3 minutes in this third quarter is a big stretch for Brownsburg. They've got to get back in this game. They've got to cut this lead now before the start of the fourth quarter.
Need to get this down to 8 or 6, I think, before we go to the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They trail by 12 now, 40-28, 3:06 left to go in the third. Jenkins with the ball. Kicks it over to Grant Leach in the corner. Leach with a nice pass in transition inside to Brendan Burns. Burns cannot complete the play, and the rebound goes off to the Bulldogs, controlled by Mavunga on the board. He gives it off to Ringo. Ringo takes it across midcourt.
Need to score on this possession. Hamilton Southeastern in a 2-3 zone. Lynch has got a play call.
Walton has it in the corner. Back to Ringo, top of the key. He thinks about a three. Gives it back over to Walton in the corner. Walton. Lucas has it top of the key.
I'd like to see Trevor hit a three on this possession.
Calls Ringo over. They go inside. This is KJ Walton. Gets the ball slapped from behind. A jump shot from 15 feet. It goes wide, but he was fouled, and he'll be shooting two. 2:25 left to go, third quarter. 40-28, a 12-point lead for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals.
I have Walton with 11 points here as he stands at the line. 3 out of 4 from the line tonight, and that one's good.
Free throw is up and in. 40-29 now. This free throw is important. It'll bring the Bulldogs within 10 at the 2:25 mark.
And if he makes this, I imagine they will press that inbounds full court.
Free throw bounces off the back of the rim. The rebound goes to Ty Scholl. HSE controls, bringing the ball down is Tyler Jenkins.
Brownsburg D needs a stop here.
Jenkins hands it off to Janney. Janney back to Jenkins outside the arc. Guns open here on the near side outside the arc. They go top of the key to Janney. Janney gets the ball almost slapped away. Jenkins recovers it. Jenkins on the drive. Fouled, and he makes the basket, and he'll go to the line to shoot the bonus.
9 points now for Tyler Jenkins, and he'll be at the line. Got a nice drive, penetrated the Brownsburg defense in the lane, got it up and in, and was fouled.
1:59 left to go in the third quarter, and a timeout before the free throw goes to the Bulldogs. So at the 1:59 mark left here in the third, Hamilton Southeastern leads it 42-29.
You're finally on your own, living in your own place, paying your bills, making your own decisions. When your decisions involve insurance and financial needs, it's nice to have a little help. State Farm Agent Pete Fay knows that being on your own shouldn't feel like being alone. Visit State Farm Agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they'll be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect, that's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County.
An early final to pass on from over in Marion County. Covenant Christian beats George Washington 67-58.
Covenant got a win.
That game is a final. Here, 1:59 left to go in the third quarter, 42-29. Hamilton Southeastern leads Brownsburg. As we said, a great crowd on hand. Near full house for the Bulldogs tonight.
Jenkins been at the line twice tonight, hit them both back in the first quarter. He has 9 points.
First free throw rattles out, or the free throw rattles out. Does not complete the three-point play, and it's a 13-point lead for HSE. 1:50 left to go in the third quarter.
Royals in his
Lucas has
zone.
it outside the arc. He looks to penetrate. Gives it back off to Comer. Comer in the middle now. Ball slapped away by HSE. It'll stay with the Bulldogs.
Well, here's an unusual stat for Brownsburg. Trevor has only attempted one 3-point field goal in this game, and he missed it. He has 2 points.
Lucas,
There
there's a wide open three on the way. It's off. We got a good perspective. Nice rebound inside there by Walton. Walton turns around and gets the jumper from short range. 42-31. It's an 11-point lead for Hamilton Southeastern.
KJ showed you that body and that athletic strength right there as he corralled that ball and went back up and put it in from close range.
Jenkins brings it across for HSE. And the steal by Mavunga. He's got Ringo. Ringo's going to lay it up and in, and that cuts the lead to 9. 1:08 left to go in the third quarter. 42-33, Hamilton Southeastern.
Play tough defense this possession. Get it.
Almost another steal. They're going to go over and back.
Yep. Good defense.
Great defense there by Trevor Lucas, and now the tide starts to turn. Hamilton Southeastern, the bench is going to argue that Lucas touched the ball. I believe he did touch it, but I believe the Hamilton Southeastern player had regained possession before he went over the backcourt. So it's a good call by the officials. 1 minute left in the third period, 42-33. Hamilton Southeastern leads. They're going to have a little conversation now here between the officials.
We want to believe you on what you described there, Troy. No video replay here now.
Technical foul assessed against the HSC bench.
It could be a timeout.
No, it's a tech.
You are right.
And the official
Coach said too much there.
The IHSAA official was very profound in his statement of why it was a tech to
Coach Satterfield.
Head Coach Satterfield from the Royals. So Trevor Lucas will go to the line. That is not what HSC wanted.
Come on, Trevor. He's a good foul shooter. Needs to hit this.
And Lucas misses the technical foul.
Chris, will you shut up? Sorry.
Chris keeps touting the free throw percentages of the Bulldogs, and then they keep missing their free throws. So here's the second one up. It's on the way, and it is
there you
good.
Go.
That cuts the lead to 8.
Good.
1 minute left to go. Brownsburg has the ball. They trail by 8, and we talk. You need to get to 8-6 here before we get to the fourth quarter.
Really help if you score on this possession. Do not let them score now. Ringo will receive the ball in the backcourt, I believe, on this inbounds. Sam Comer still at the post.
Lucas inbounds to Ringo. Ringo has it to Mavunga outside the arc. He almost walked. Now he's going to drive. Nice layup by Jordash Mavunga off balance with the right hand. He was almost, looked like he might have even been fouled. No call. He makes the bucket, and the lead is cut to 8.
Good job, Mavunga.
Cut to 6.
Yeah, power move by Mavunga. Got up and in.
Jenkins has the ball at midcourt for the Royals. Coach Lynch encouraging his team from the sidelines. Jenkins kind of trapped in that corner with Ringo on him at midcourt. He almost stepped across the midcourt line.
Get him, Ringo. Get a steal.
Ringo with some nice defense.
He's going to back off a little bit.
Ringo takes off the pressure, so no 5-second call here.
Brownsburg JV team up and rooting for their team on the sideline.
Got to watch Gunn on that far side. He's nobody on him right now as Lucas is drawn inside the paint. They're going to go to the shot.
There's a whistle. Did they call a foul?
They did call a foul. As time expires, the basket is good.
The basket did go in.
The basket, well, no, it did not go in. He's going to be shooting 2 free throws. He is fouled. And going to the line is honestly somebody I don't have.
We don't have.
Number 21 for HSC, and the free throw is missed. So time has expired here. There was a foul called on the shot by Hamilton Southeastern as the clock expired. The shot did not count. 42-36. Second free throw rattles out, and now the crowd's really getting into it. We're going to the fourth quarter, and this is a 6-point game. 42-36, Hamilton Southeastern leads. Big crowd on hand as we talked about tonight. They're really into the game. The pep band is back for the fourth quarter. And Coach Lynch and Coach Satterfield will collectively bringing their huddles together to get their fourth quarter strategy mapped out. Really important game, not only in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, Chris, but also in the standings for Class 4A basketball. Number 1, Carmel has lost. Currently, the Bulldogs are ranked number 3. Number 6, Hamilton Southeastern Looking forward to a great fourth quarter. 8 minutes to go in the game. 42-36, the Royals lead.
2014 is just beginning, and Wiley Palooza is excited about serving the community of Brownsburg with their delicious hand-dipped, award-winning premium ice cream all year. They also want to let you know about an exciting contest they're having. They make a special Sunday creation that you can design. Pick one of their premium ice cream flavors like Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, Yippee Skippy, or Fat Elvis, or traditional flavor like Butter Pecan, Vanilla Bean, or Cookie Dough, or any 20 flavors with amazing toppings. We'll even name a Sunday after the winner of this contest in February. Wiley Palooza in the Brownsburg Shopping Plaza on Highway 36.
Hamilton Southeastern will control to start the fourth quarter, and the inbounds goes to Jenkins. Jenkins guarded by Ringo, comes across midcourt. Try to set a pick. Jenkins is going to try and control, gets the ball slapped away, gets it back. He's in the paint, nowhere to go. Gun for three from the top of the key. He missed it. Gets his own rebound, goes aggressive to the basket. And it comes out, and now it's being slapped around, and Hamilton Southeastern has it again. Jenkins going to try and drive. Kicks it to Gunn for another three on the way. Air ball. And Jordash Mavunga with the rebound for the Bulldogs. Ringo controls it. Coming across midcourt, there's a whistle. And looks like K.J. Walton might have turned his ankle there. That's an official's whistle, an official timeout. They stop play. He needs to go to the bench.
Hey, just a correction on that, Troy. That was number 32 for them, Grant Leach. Zach Dunn sat down. I'm like you.
You are right.
I kind of got mixed up on that too. But Leach, that was his first shots of the game. Took three of them in succession, missed them all.
So Gunn is not in the game, but his near twin, I will tell you, number 32, Grant Leach is. So we'll keep those separated for the rest of the game. Thank you, Chris.
All right, come on,
Bulldogs control. K.J. Walton with the ball outside the arc. Jenkins is on him. He's going to drive to the hoop. Goes baseline. Looks to pick up. He's double-teamed. Gets it back out to Mavunga. Tyler Houston controls. Darian Ringo for three from the far side. It bounces off over the side of the rim, and he was wide open for that three. Controlled by Hamilton Southeastern, and Eric Davidson brings it across for the Royals. Comes off a screen set by Brendan Burns. Burns with the ball. Goes back to top of the key to Eric Davidson. Davidson controlled, guarded by Houston. Davidson and a foul inside on the paint. Foul's going to be called on Houston. The ball will go out of bounds underneath the basket for Hamilton Southeastern. 42-36. It's a 6-point lead for HSE. 6:48 left to go in the contest.
6 teams foul now on Brownsburg. One more, and Southeastern will be in the bonus. They're inbounding underneath their own basket.
Trying to get his in is Jenkins. Jenkins gets the ball back after he inbounds it. Three on the way. He hit it. Not the defensive stand there that the Bulldogs wanted. A 9-point lead now for HSE. 6:37 left and the clock running in the fourth quarter. K.J. Walton. Walton's going to try and drive. He will. He's fouled and the ball will not go down. But K.J. Walton will go to the line and shoot two. Fouls on Jenkins. Jenkins, that's his second foul. He has 12 points tonight. Walton goes to the line.
It's only their fourth foul, and KJ missed it.
First free throw is no good.
We haven't exactly shot good free throws here tonight. KJ, too. He's included in some missed free throws.
So the foul was, I guess they're called the foul on Burns.
Okay, thank you. KJ did get the second free throw.
Second free throw is down, 45-37. It's a 8-point lead for the Royals. Trying to drive is Hankins. Hankins gets the ball back out to Jenkins. Jenkins a screen set by Burns. Going to the right side. Gets the ball top of the key to Davidson. Davidson takes it back to midcourt. He's guarded by Tyler Houston.
Let's get a steal.
Davidson going to try and get in. He's in some trouble. Top of the key. Gets the ball off to Jenkins. Another three on the way. He hit it. That's his second one in a row. 48-37. It's an 11-point lead for the Royals. 5:55 left. The clock running in the fourth quarter.
15 big points for Tyler Jenkins here tonight for the Royals.
Lucas on the far side gets the ball slapped away, and HSC on the turnover. I don't think that's a foul. Lucas reached in and knocked the ball away. Their bodies collided.
Foul maybe on Ringo. I'm not sure. Let's see.
I think it's gonna be on.
Yeah.
Is it Ringo?
Yep.
So the foul's on Ringo, not Trevor Lucas. That's Ringo's third foul. He has 3 fouls and 7 points midway through the fourth quarter.
And that is the 17th foul, so Southeastern will be in the bonus now.
Jenkins with the ball, brings it across midcourt. He's going to drive, kicks it off tried to get it to Gunn, who's checked back in the game. The ball gets loose, but HSC controls top of the key. They've got Gunn in the corner. He's going to drive on Lucas, and he's fouled. It's going to be a 1-and-1. It's not a shooting foul. They're in the bonus. That is the 16th foul against the Bulldogs. Oh, they're not going to be in the bonus. They're under the basket.
Okay. That's Mavunga's fourth foul. Yep, I'm sorry. Mavunga's fourth foul there. And could have gone either way. May have been an offensive push-off with the
I held my breath after the whistle there. I wasn't sure which way it was going to go. They get the ball to Jenkins. Jenkins going to take another three. He's hot, and it's good. And the three-point shooting has killed the Bulldogs tonight, and this one's starting to get away a little bit.
Tyler Jenkins, three straight threes. 3 straight threes here in the fourth quarter for Mr. Jenkins. Brownsburg, timeout.
5:11 to go in the game. 51-37. Hamilton Southeastern leads it.
You are listening to Brownsburg Varsity Basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com and XRBRadio.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by McDonald's, Hendricks County Estate Buyers, Ivy Tech, Nelson Jewelers, Panuni's, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, Westside Plumbing, and Wiley Palooza. Nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning for your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, 3100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Final score from Avon. Noblesville beats the Orioles tonight, 49-44 on the road. A big HCC win for the Noblesville Millers.
It drops Avon under 500. And our friend Coach Jason Young to 5-6 now. Well, now or never here. Brownsburg has got to make a run. 14-point spread here. They'll inbounds the ball on the far side of the gym as we look at it here. Trevor Lucas will. No, I'm sorry. They're going to inbounds the near side here. Walton into Ringo.
Ringo's got the ball. Kicks it over to Trevor Lucas in the corner. Lucas back to Tyler Houston, who controls it outside the arc. They're going to look for Lucas for a three in the corner. He can't get the shot. He's double teamed on that zone trap defense now that Hamilton Southeastern is running.
You got to get the ball up to the basket.
Three on the way by Walton, and it will not go. Really cold shooting night all around for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I would say their percentage is somewhere around 30%, Troy.
Jenkins controls. He's been red hot here for the HSC Royals. Another step back three, and he's really feeling it. That one barely missed off the back of the rim. And Lucas controls, gets the ball to Houston. Houston right back to Trevor Lucas, who drives to the paint. He missed the layup. It's been that kind of night for the Bulldogs. 4:23 left in the clock running, 51-37. HSC firmly in control here in the fourth quarter. Driving in the paint for the layup and coming off the front of the rim, no basket.
Offensive
They're going to call basket interference. Davidson drove. Zach Gunn knocked it off the front of the rim, and I got to tell you, from our perspective, it looked like a nice play.
Yeah.
Not sure that was the right call.
Yeah, and they felt there was a foul on the drive to the basket anyway.
Hamilton Southeastern really athletic looking tonight.
Where they are fantastic, and as advertised, of course, with that three-point shot, what a weapon for this team. They're going to be tough for anybody to handle the rest of the way.
51-37, 4 minutes left to go in the game. HSC firmly in control, as we said. Ringo kicks it to Lucas in the corner. Nobody wants to shoot it now, and Mavunga lays up or throws one up from the baseline. Tyler Houston with a nice rebound. Gives it back to Lucas. Lucas from 15 misses another jumper. And Gunn with the rebound.
Incredible
that shot
didn't go.
Ice cold.
Incredible that didn't go by Lucas.
Here comes HSC the other way. They'll kick it back out and run some clock. He stepped out of bounds. Eric Davidson got the ball on the far side. He stepped on the sideline, and the ball goes back to Brownsburg. 3:41 left to go in the game. 51-37, Hamilton Southeastern leads.
You know, if this result stands, I know Trevor's going to feel bad. Nobody competes harder on this team than Trevor Lucas.
KJ Walton drives the paint, and he is fouled. Brownsburg, they're in the bonus. He'll be going to the line for the 1-and-1. That's the 8th team foul against the Royals.
KJ just 4 out of 6 from the line here tonight. 51-37. Bulldogs trail, and KJ has that free throw.
.335 left to go, and the second free throw rattles around and out. It is no good.
KJ with 16 points.
Jenkins with the ball. He's guarded tightly by Ringo. Jenkins is going to go all the way to the basket.
Good block.
KJ Walton knocked it away, and here come the Bulldogs the other way. Puts it behind his back. Got a little sloppy there. That ball goes out of bounds. And they're going to call a foul on KJ Walton.
Boy, there was a fine example of KJ. You know, he wants to score. He just tried to do too much on his own. He had some other Bulldogs surround him on that break, but he did not want to give up the basketball and got called for the offensive foul. It's Walton's second foul, team's 8th. HSC at the line. Officials going to discuss something here. Number 10, Mason Hankins.
I think they're going to discuss whether or not it was a flagrant foul or not.
Okay.
That's possible. I'm not sure. We're going to go to the scores table, and we'll see what we have. Oh, they've changed the foul around, and they're going to call the foul on Gunn. I think.
And if I was Hampton Southeastern
hold on a
coach.
second. Wait a minute. They're not going to check. They're going to say no foul. The ball was out of bounds. That's what they're going to do.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
So there is no foul, no free throws. The ball is knocked out of bounds. There's no foul on Walton then. And Coach Lynch bringing KJ Walton over to the sideline for a conversation. 51-38, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. The clock running here in the fourth quarter. Hamilton Southeastern leads it handily. And a reach-in foul there on Tyler Houston. Driving to the basket was Eric Davidson. Davidson is fouled. That's the 18th foul against the Bulldogs, and Davidson will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Well, Brownsburg had a chance. They cut that lead to 6 points there at the end of the third quarter, start of the fourth quarter, right back in it, had a chance, but then Mr. Tyler Jenkins hit 3 threes in a row, and that really put a hurt on Brownsburg's chances here tonight.
First free throw is up and good by Davidson. 52-38, Hamilton Southeastern. 3:04 left to go in the game.
11 points for Eric Davidson here tonight. He is their leading scorer, so he's held beneath his average of 19.
Second free throw is up and good. He has 12. Lucas controls for the Bulldogs across midcourt at the logo.
Need to get a few threes up. There's Trevor on the side. Let's go, Ringo. Get it to him.
Gives it off to Ringo. Ringo gives back to Tyler Houston. Goes to Comer, top of the key. Ringo's going to drive, try and get it back. He is tripped, and a foul is going to be called. I don't know if they're going to call a foul on Brendan Burns. And Burns he was just standing there, and Ringo kind of ran into him. But Burns was moving, so the foul does go against him. As Ringo slipped on what might have been a wet surface down there on the court. Ringo's first free throw is up, and it is no good. First end and misses the front end of a 1-and-1. It's been that kind of night for the Bulldogs.
Incredible. Just 2:40 left now.
Davidson across midcourt gets it into Gunn. Kicks it back out top of the key at the logo is Davidson. Davidson to Jenkins here on the near side. Jenkins gets it right back to Gunn on the old give and go, and he missed it. Oh, he got the layup to go. The ball rattled around for a second. Gunn's got 17. At the other end, a layup missed by Ringo in transition for the Bulldogs, and it goes off to the Royals. Coach Satterfield calling for calm from the Royals bench. And they're going to work at some clock here. So they give it off to Jenkins in the corner. He's holding the ball. No pressure defense. Now he drives. Gives it back off top of the key to Brendan Burns. Burns gives it to Davidson. Davidson at the logo. Driving it on Lucas. Gets the ball back to Hankins. Hankins back to Gunn.
They're running clock here quite effectively, the Royals are, as they hold on to this lead.
They're just going to pass it around a little bit. Now they get the ball into Gunn, and he is fouled on the layup. It does not go. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. 1:39 left to go. 55-38. Hamilton Southeastern leads. So the Bulldogs unable to come in tonight and get a real signature win. Another signature win, I should say.
That's right. They have had some.
The rankings don't really mean anything, but with Carmel losing, at the very least, in the AP poll, you'd think these two teams would swap spots. HSE comes in at 6, Brownsburg at 3, and the
This is they're 9-1. This is the first game they've really struggled in. This is their first bad game, so I think this is allowed. They played a tough schedule.
Driving to the basket, another layup. Ringo cannot get anything to fall. The ball gets kicked around on the rebound. It's out of bounds. It's going to go to Hamilton Southeastern.
Sorry, Troy, that was KJ Walton on that, and that's how many times at the rim has he been and just hadn't been able to get him to fall.
Really frustrating night for KJ Walton. Ringo has checked out of the game, so Sam Comer, Tyler Houston, Mavunga, KJ Walton, and Lucas. Hamilton Southeastern controls. Outside the arc, passing it around a little bit. Top of the key with it now is Brendan Burns. Burns is going to shoot a three, and he hit it. 60-38. Hamilton Southeastern now turning this into kind of a statement win.
Mr. Burns, his first basket of the game.
Mavunga with a 15-footer goes on the other end. We're under a minute. 20-point lead for the Royals. So Hamilton Southeastern will go to 11-2 on the season. Brownsburg goes to 9-2. A foul at the logo by Trevor Lucas. That'll send Jenkins to the line to shoot a 1-1.
Trevor's third foul. Tyler Jenkins, boy, has he been impressive tonight. I have him with 15 points, and he's at the line here all by himself as the Royals congregate near their bench. Brownsburg will just leave 2 men at the foul line.
Into the third quarter, Park Tudor all over North Central, 70-49. Blewett has 33 points.
Wow, what a player.
Through 3 quarters. Austin Shelton had 9 in that quarter for North Central. He's only got 11 for the game. 61-40, a 21-point lead here for the Royals. Second free throw by Jenkins is good. It's a 22-point lead. Under a minute, 48.5 left to go in the game.
Some reserves going to come in for Brownsburg now. Michael Folks in. I see Tyler Hathaway in. Tyler Kurtz in. Andrew Hubley. Hubley and Hathaway both hit some three-pointers in the final of that Hendricks County tournament. I'd like to see him do it again right here. Folks going to drive the lane, put it up, no good.
Drives and can't get it to fall. And the rebound goes off to number 50, Ty Scholl. Scholl hands it off to Tyler Janney, and they'll bring it across, and that'll do it, folks. The crowd's starting to file out. Hamilton Southeastern is going to hold the ball for 15 seconds here. I doubt they will attempt a shot.
Southeastern going to win at number 3, Brownsburg. As you said earlier, this is really going to help their ratings.
So it's going to be a 22-point win for Hamilton Southeastern and Coach Brian Satterfield. A tough loss for Coach Lentz and the Bulldogs in front of a near full house tonight at Varsity Fieldhouse in Brownsburg as time expires. The teams will be shaking hands. Our final score tonight, Hamilton Southeastern 62 and Brownsburg 40.
Troy, look at the scoring in that fourth quarter. Hamilton Southeastern outscored Brownsburg 20-4 in the fourth quarter to put this game away.
Scores to pass on to you from around the league. We talked about Noblesville goes to Avon and wins tonight. Bloomington North has lost to Martinsville 49-47. Marion is on top of Berries at halftime, and they've doubled them up at 52-25. And Chris, let's talk about some stats for tonight's game.
One thing I was thinking about, I'll get you some stats. Sorry. One thing I'm thinking about, I mentioned it earlier, Brownsburg has a game tomorrow night at Crawfordsville, and we wondered after this big game, how are they going to get up for that tomorrow night? Guess what? No problem with motivation for tomorrow night. I feel sorry for Crawfordsville tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. We did talk about that. Kind of the old back-to-back as they travel down 74 or up 74 to Crawfordsville tomorrow night for a game at Crawfordsville, at 3A Crawfordsville. They'll follow that up on January 24th at McCutcheon, January 31st at Noblesville. The next home game for all of you here in Brownsburg, February 7th, home against the Westfield Shamrocks. So again, our final score tonight from Brownsburg. A tough one for the Bulldogs and a great outing for Jenkins and Gunn and all of the Hamilton Southeastern Royals tonight as they win by 22. The final score from Varsity Fieldhouse is 62-40. Chris, final thoughts, stats?
Just to give you a little bit of the scoring here, Tyler Jenkins did end up with 17 points for the Royals. Eric Davidson had 12. Mason Hankins with 8. And Zach Gunn with 19 big points. for Brownsburg scoring. They were led, after all, by K.J. Walton. He could have had 30 points, but he ended up with 16. Jordash Mavunga with a good game here tonight with 8 points. Darian Ringo with only 7. Ringo's first bad game of the year. He had some turnovers, missed shots, just couldn't get it done tonight. Trevor Lucas with only 3. Kyle Thompson finished with 4 for Brownsburg. Hang in there, Brownsburg fans. Tomorrow night at Crawfordsville, they'll be back. This is their first tough, bad game of the year. Not really a bad game, but just didn't play well, missed a lot of shots. They'll be back. Long way to go. We're only halfway through the season.
Again, our final score tonight from Varsity Fieldhouse on the campus of Brownsburg High School in Brownsburg, Indiana. Hoosier Crossroads Conference Basketball, Hamilton Southeastern 62, Brownsburg 40. Our next broadcast is the home game on February 7th against Westfield, and that's a back-to-back Friday and Saturday night games. They're home on February 7th against Westfield, and then home on February 8th against 3A and county rival Tri-West. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and thank you for joining us on AudioSportsOnline.com and XRBRadio.com. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Again, our final score, Hamilton Southeastern 62, Brownsburg 40. Good night, everybody.